Chattle!
Yaddle Chattle.
Oh, yeah, Jared! It's the Yaddle Chattle regular series finale is what we're deciding to call this. Because I have made Jared commit to special Yaddle Chattle episodes every once in a while. But in case you missed last week's penultimate Yaddle Chattle, that means second to last. If you missed it, breaking news, this is indeed the last regular programmed episode of Yaddle Chattle that we are going to do on a weekly basis. Is that correct, Jared?
That is correct, Mr. Champion.
My name is Darth David. His name is Jedi Jared. And we are Yaddle Chattle. And we're going to bring it on this finale. We're going to bring it hard. We got all kinds of Star Wars topics. And we got a little fun. And we got a little thing. And we got a little shit plan. But let's get into it right now. Let's go number one, Jared. This is it. This is it for you.
Okay.
This is your last regular Yaddle Chattle. I have still yet to decide if I'm going to continue Yaddle Chattle. And we'll discuss that in a bit. I've already gotten 2 applicants for your job.
Oh, there's a third one too.
Oh!
Yes.
Well, Jared, this is the last time you're ever going to hear this song. Listen up. These are the final times you're going to hear these notes forever. Now, I could have sworn I was privately betting money that you were going to talk over those last few notes on your last final episode of Yaddle Chattle, that you would talk over that shit. But I'm shocked and surprised and relieved that you didn't talk over that last part.
To hit the post?
So that we were able to finally hit the post for a change. Finally. Now, it is the last Yaddle Chattle. This is the last time I'm going to tell you, please move to the right.
Okay.
And yes. And see, this is a microphone. And microphones, they capture your voice. Oh! What was he doing, folks? Folks, have you ever seen Jared this happy? My God. I mean, you know, it's the final Jared regular Yaddle Chattle. He came in so happy. It was like fucking Larry coming into Jack and Chrissy and Janet's apartment at fucking Three's Company. He runs in, he goes, "Hello, David." I wasn't sure if it was Larry or Kramer, but it sure as shit wasn't Jedi Jared. I go, Jedi Jared's never been this happy in his entire fucking life.
Well,
But you are on cloud 9 today. Cloud 9?
The weather's nice.
Oh, that's what it is.
It is.
It's because it's got nothing to do with the fact that you have decided to leave us. Because it's not just me. You know how many wonderful messages I got?
I know. I really appreciate it. I've gotten a bunch of emails, too.
Here's the thing that sucks. In case you don't know, Yaddle Heads, we had to put up the raw video of the Bad Batch watch-along where we watched episodes 1 and 2 because Disney blocked the other one. Even though we changed it to black and white, they blocked it. So that one got all the views and all the wonderful messages from people.
Yes.
Well, then Disney unblocked it, so now I've released the proper one and then gotten rid of the other one because it's just me and you looking up at the sky watching nothing. So now I put on that one, so you can go to YouTube and watch the one with Jared and I, the watch along where we're drinking, discussing final Yaddle Chattle episodes, and watching episodes 1 and 2 of Bad Batch and commenting. And the Bad Batch is there in the corner. It's in black and white, but I guess that's how Disney unblocked it. So now,
yes,
that video's got no views, and none of the messages are there. One person left a message that said, "Thank you, guys." But we got so many. I got to thank Jenny Girl. Jenny Girl said, "What?" She said, "I had to know." And then, Jared, you're going to like this. She said, "This is why I hate kids."
Yeah, it was an off message, but I appreciate the support.
So remind people listening to the final regular Jedi Jared installment of Yaddle Chattle. And like we said, we promised that we are going to do some special episodes, watch-alongs, and maybe a special like, you know, when the fucking new Rey movie or whatever fucking movie comes out, he has committed to doing some Yaddle Chattle reunion. So I'd say subscribe. You never know what the hell's going to happen. But what do you think about that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can do that.
No, but I mean, what do you think about the fallout about Jenny saying she hates kids because of you? You're a parent. I'm a parent. She now despises all children because she feels children have ruined Yaddle Chattle. Because that was what you said, right? That's what I'm trying to get you to.
I was.
Why no more, Jared? Just to remind folks on the very last episode.
Well, this week has again proven why I'm making the right decision. My kid had a fever all this week.
Please go to the right.
It's been very hectic having to manage a child at home. A sick child while both people work.
So you are the reason
I'm spending more time with my family
is because you're spending more time with your family.
Yes.
You also had knee surgery and you have a new job.
Well, yeah.
You always like underplay shit. When I'm trying to help you, you recently got knee surgery. You've just gotten a brand new fucking job. And you still have the baby going nuts over there, throwing up every 5 fucking seconds.
She's got 5 teeth coming in right now.
Acting like little Darth Maul over there, just fucking going crazy. Just, you know. So I understand it. We all get it. You're a family man.
I have to focus. I've been in my job now for a while, and it's just taken a lot.
Taking a lot out of you.
Yes. I have to focus on that and my family.
You got to focus on what's important in life.
Yes.
Like not fucking up.
Yes.
Now, so I'm going to continue to do Yaddle Chattle. I have 2 children. Now, so you're implying that I'm a bad father because I'm going to, or I'm going to keep this feed up and we're going to continue to do something with it. But because of that, I'm a bad parent? I'm a bad dad? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that your kids are in a different position right now. You
fucking insulting me, pal?
No, you have teenage kids and I have a toddler.
You calling me like a Mace Windu? Like,
no.
You know, fuck you, little Anakin. I don't want any part of this little fucking asshole.
In fact, when anyone over the history of our friendship has talked shit about you, I've always said you are an excellent dad.
Like who?
I mean, God. I mean,
it's that the list is that long that you had to fucking.
No, the
list is that long that he literally looked up in the fucking sky right now. If you're not watching on YouTube,
oh my God,
he looked up, he exhaled, he's like, oh my God, there's way too many.
No, it's just like
count.
This has been for years. I've done this where I've been like, Dave's like,
the TV just. Did I tell you?
Yeah, is your house haunted now or something?
Well, hold on, folks. Folks, listen up.
It's about the
Okay, folks, if you can't hear that, I told Jared that there is a ghost living in my house. Ooh. And recently, what happened is this fucking asshole ghost. Yeah, I'll say it. I don't think you're going to do shit. I think you're one of those pesky ghosts. Not like the fucking ghost that's going to inhabit my body and have my head spinning and puking green shit out of my lungs. I'm talking, you're just an annoying ghost. Because what happens is this ghost, he keeps fucking turning on my television. And this happens at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And when you're a morning radio guy, as I am, Eastside Dave 95.9, WRAT-FM, where I'm #1 in the morning, the biggest rock station in New Jersey. Top 10 rock station in America, but I'm #1 the last 8 years. Anyway, when you get up for your morning show at 4:30 in the morning, you can't be woken up at 2. Okay? Yeah. And this fucking ghost. Now, let me turn off the television, Jared, but this has got to stop. Okay? You're free to talk, though.
So, over the years, as many people know, Dave is a fairly...
What? What kind of bullshit are you telling them about me?
No, I'm saying that...
I heard from across the room.
Whenever anyone has said anything...
Dave is what?
I've always come to your defense.
Oh? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've said, you're a really good dad.
Is that true?
Yes.
Give yourself 6 points.
Thank you, Mr. Champion.
Today's game is simply going to be, if you land in the positive on the final regular Jared Yaddle Chattle, you win. For a change, you win an episode.
Oh, okay.
For a change.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to happen. All right? So just don't be fresh.
I'm not going to be.
Was that sarcastic? -2. You're down to you're at +4 now. Because that seemed a little sarcastic to me. Yaddle Heads can verify. Sarcastic or not? Sarcastic. They're all saying sarcastic. I can tell. I can read their minds. I'm Sith. So you say nice things about me, do you? That's nice. I am a nice person. They don't understand. Just because I have mega Sith-like qualities in real life, impulse control, emotional control,
I've told you
the ability
this story a million times about this guy who was the guy who slashed your tires, Eastside Dan on what was the r/Opie and Anthony subreddit. He used my tag was Cream Pie Jones. And he would accuse me of being you, and I'd be like, "No, dude, I'm not him.
You're you.
I'm me.
I'm me.
I'm not Dave pretending to be me."
Yeah. No, I know. I don't know why you brought that guy's name up though. You're so bad at like radio and podcasting. Never give attention to someone who legitimately stalks me and fucking slashed my tires to the point where now I've had to call the Pennsylvania Police Department and New York Police Department and New Jersey Police Departments against this guy. And we know who he is. So we're just waiting for him to come over state lines. Leave Pennsylvania, sir. Coming in New Jersey and New York. But never give people like who fucking shit like that. Never give them, never speak their voice.
All right,
Thanks a lot, you fucking idiot.
We've let this go on far too long.
Well, I know. I wasn't looking for this serious of a thing.
Okay, fine.
Yaddle Chattle, final fucking episode, and we're off to a bang. And let me tell you, highlights. Any highlights you'd like to discuss on Yaddle? Your favorite Yaddle episode? Your favorite Yaddle moment? Maybe your least favorite Yaddle moment. Just now? Just 4 minutes ago?
No.
When I was yelling at you?
No.
I mean, like
I'd probably
deservedly. A man stalking me, and you're like, hey. You're like the Yoko Ono. You're like, Mark David Chapman. Hey, anyone know who Mark David Chapman is? Mark David Chapman. That's the guy who shot John Lennon. Mark David Chapman. That Yoko said, never speak the assassin's name, otherwise you give him power. That's my point. That was a comparison, a simile. You look like you're lost.
John Wilkes Booth? John Wilkes Booth? If I look in the mirror and say John Wilkes Booth 3 times, do you think he'll show up?
What? I'm saying that Yoko Ono says you don't give bad people power by saying their names out loud.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with the Lincoln assassination.
Well, I mean,
what the fuck? Your brain is scrambled today.
It's not. It's one guy. They're 2 assassins.
I know. But now we're not, this isn't a fucking assassin goddamn segment. The reason why I brought Yoko up is because she said you don't fucking say Mark David Chapman out loud. Because that gives him, you don't give fucking shitty people
power.
A fucking shout out. Correct.
Okay.
You just kept droning on and on about this fucking asshole who I legitimately have fucking New York detectives looking at.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for that. But anyway, highlights. Highlights of Yaddle Chattle.
The drinking shows.
When did we start?
I want to say
2022.
April 2022.
So I think, what's kind of funny about this, and we'll discuss Bad Batch episodes 3 and 4 later, but our show almost is the Bad Batch show. We basically timed up with Bad Batch, the regular version of Yaddle Chattle. So in essence, we didn't even realize it because I hate the Bad Batch so much because of Omega. I didn't realize that in the essence, fucking Yaddle Chattle regular version has just been a Bad Batch fucking retrospective.
I guess so.
In some ways. I mean, it's a lot bigger than that. And Bad Batch takes up 2% of our content. Our Star Wars
talking
topics.
batching or batch chat.
Bad Batch, Batch Babble.
Batch Babble.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. You gotta have the alliteration's key. Batch Babble. So the highlight drinking shows, how many? We did 2. Did we, or more than that? The 2 watch-alongs. There was probably another, maybe around Christmas or something.
I think we did another. Yeah, we did a Christmas. We did some drinking for that. I think
that's pretty good though. We've done like 92, 93 episodes. Or is this is 92? I think.
Yeah,
90. I forget. And we only did like 3 drinking episodes. That's actually pretty good, in my opinion.
Yes.
I don't even have a fucking cocktail for this. I should, now that I think about it.
Would you like a beer?
Well, not right yet. Because I got some controversy to lay on yo ass.
Okay.
On the very final Yaddle Chattle, regular Jared version of Yaddle Chattle.
What is the controversy?
Multiple people have offered to take your job.
I know. I'm the one who's telling them, hey, look, if you're looking to fill my shoes, by all means, please do.
Let me tell you something.
Reach out to Dave.
Vern Troyer could fill your shoes. You understand?
He's dead.
And he's midget. He's got small feet.
Yes.
I mean, little person.
He's a wee
little person. Sorry.
Little person.
I attended a wrestling event with little people, and for whatever reason, the name of the league is actually M-word little people. They take pride in M-word micro M-word wrestling.
Oh yeah,
but they take pride in it. They're like, no, don't call me little person. Call me that.
Well, that's what they used to call
I'm getting confused. Yeah, I know, because the wrestlers I talked to were like, it's fucking way worse to call me a little person. Like, that word's at least like a word, you know? It's like, anyway, the point being, here are 2 people. Epictetus, the Stoic, on Patreon says, David, I am prepared to co-host a Coen brother, Terrence Malick, P.T. Anderson, and other highbrow director film analysis show.
Would Christopher Nolan count as one of those highbrow directors?
I think so. Yes, I do. Christopher Nolan, though, is kind of, he's almost a Spielberg in that he's definitely a highbrow, very artistic filmmaker, no doubt about it. But he has had, mass hits, obviously, with the Batmans. Here's one, though, that is really interesting. And, by the way, Epictetus, I might take you up on that. I think I'm going to take a week off, and then I'm going to, so nothing next week, and then I'm going to start emailing and doing different things.
Tryouts.
But listen to this. Joe Dallas.
I know.
Says Joe Dallas is interested in co-hosting Yaddle Chattle. Now, that is major. Joe.
I know. But there's one caveat, though. The big caveat for Joe Dallas.
Oh, yeah, I have it right here. Let me give you Joe Dallas's requirements. This is a big deal. David, the show would have to be PG-13 and no obvious drinking. I like the term obvious. I can work with Joe on that. So he's saying go old school. Put it in a big fucking cup.
Yeah, or put it in
I do that all the time anyway.
Or, put it in a Coke can. Like some
He says,
people
I am Joe Dallas. He is a very talented musician. I've known this for quite some time due to Rebel Force Radio, the #1 Star Wars podcast. Especially now that Yaddle Chattle on a regular basis. Joe Dallas says he's a music teacher and he can't be dealing with this fucking shit.
Yeah.
He can't be dealing with some
Cursing.
motherfucker who's cursing, drinking, doing all that bullshit.
You gotta set a good example for the kids, like Mr. T.
Now, Joe Dallas, listen to every single second of Dave on Ron and Fez, and he means all of it. Okay. He says he's listened to every Yaddle Chattle, big fan of both. I'm assuming he means Darth David and Eastside Dave. He can't possibly mean Dave and Jared when he says big fan of you both. He says he has equal Star Wars knowledge, definitely. We all know that for sure.
Probably knows more than I do.
And here are his negatives. Negatives?
None.
I am the right person. He says, except handcuffing Dave with PG-13 and language and no drinking. He says he does all of that, by the way, just not on the record. So that's interesting. Just not on the record. I mean, that's fair.
It is fair.
So that's something I'm going to consider, Joe. But give yourself 15 points anyway. Yeah. Because you deserve them, Joe. Jared, -2. All right? You know what you've done. How rude you've been to Joe Dallas all these years. Did anyone email you?
Well, Joe was the one who sent me that email, and I forwarded it on to you.
Okay.
Jeff from Philly reached out and said he was interested, and I told him...
Well, let's bring that up.
Oh, I did.
Send me the fucking email.
I told Jeff to email you.
I didn't get it.
No, he DM'd me.
All right, well, or, unless it's at daveymacshows at Gmail.
I told him to email you there.
Shit, I didn't check that account yet, so let me check that one. Thank you. Well, but we're still going to give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Jeff from Philly.
Shout out from Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Give yourself 5.
Jeff from Philly.
10 points for you. All right? -1 for Jared. He should have printed that shit. Should have printed your email.
He didn't send me an email.
By the way, you're at +1 right now. This whole goal is to you being positive by the end of the show.
Should I activate the Death Star? Should I go into Death Star mode and just blow this shit up?
You might as well.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, lots of things going on. So the highlights were simply the drinking shows. That was it. That's the highlight. Nothing else.
I don't know. Sometimes setting you up. Actually, you know what? My biggest accomplishment is getting you to finally realize how much of a shit film episode 8 is. Like,
I won't go that far because you know that it's actually difficult for me to say I don't like anything Star Wars, which is why I'm surprised that I go so hard after the Bad Batch, but I have to because I'm also always honest. I'll never bullshit. And like I've said to you before, I love the last hour 10 of The Last Jedi. However,
just throw it out. Like,
there are times now because of Yaddle Chattle where I go, damn it. It literally, all they had to do was not kill Luke. That's all they had to do. No, I mean, honestly, though, at the end of the day, that's all he had to do.
That might have been the one thing that could have saved the film.
It would have, because that's the single worst decision that the Disney era of Star Wars has made. That's it. The single worst decision in Disney Star Wars history is Kathleen Kennedy being okay with one of the most legendary characters in film of all time being killed in the second act of a 3-act play when you, Kathleen, told us, when you and Rian Johnson were doing the publicity circuit before episode 7, you told us this entire sequel trilogy is to answer the question, who is Luke Skywalker? That's what you told us. So when you tell us that the whole sequel trilogy is about who is Luke Skywalker, you can't fucking kill Luke Skywalker in the second act of a 3-act play. Come on, man.
Especially since in the first act, you don't see Luke until the last 10 seconds of the movie.
Correct. If you're a Luke Skywalker fan, you got robbed. You got to see him for 10 seconds in episode 7 and as a fucking Force Ghost for 2 minutes in episode 9. And then he's a grump in episode 8. You're making me hate this fucking movie and I don't even hate it. And that's not your fault. But you're supposed to be the Jedi. I'm the Sith.
Here's the heel turn.
From now on, I should be Jedi David and you're Darth Jared. Yeah. I think you've been the goddamn heel all this time.
Yes.
I'm just a fucking unhinged Jedi. Because when you think about it, I really am the good person on the show. And he's the evil one.
Yes.
And that's the big fucking twist for Yaddle Chattle regular Jared series finale. He's the Sith. So good night, everyone. He's Darth Jared. I'm Jedi David. All right. Hold on. We have a couple topics to get to.
I know. It's just, I can't tell you, I want to like the film, and when I rewatched
episode 8,
when I rewatched episode 9, like I said, last couple of weeks.
But you're talking about episode 8?
I think episode 9 would have made a better episode 8, and they should have thrown episode 8 completely out the fucking window.
What happened, and we've discussed this ad nauseum, so we don't have to go into it. Rian Johnson went into business for himself. He decided to tell an entire trilogy with his movie because he knew, I'm a director, I'm a Star Wars fan, this is my big shot. Fuck, I believe that he's a Star Wars fan. I also believe that he was selfish and said, fuck everyone else. This is my shot. I'm going to do a trilogy in my movie, which is why you get certain people going, Episode 8's the greatest thing ever. It's like a whole trilogy of movies. Yes, but that's not the point in a cinematic series. You're supposed to be a team player. And movies lead on to the next movie unless it's the third film in the trilogy.
Can I ask a real serious question, and then we can finish this, wrap up episode 8?
Yes, sir!
Episode 8, Hate.
Yes! 8 Hate. That's a new show I'm going to do.
What is
Along with Battle, what was it? Batch Babble. Along with Batch Babble, I'm going to do Hate 8.
What was the point of Luke just becoming part of the Force? I didn't understand. Like, he
wanted to do the double binary sunset because he wanted to go into business for himself. When that is a perfect ending for episode 9, he wanted to do that in his movie. That's all. He wanted the cool double binary sunset shot, so he killed him off. I guarantee you that's the reason. Because yes, the sacrifice meant nothing. It fucking inspired some fucking little brat with a broom who's, sweeping up fucking horse shit. What do I care? Also, how much hope can I have for that kid? Didn't fucking John Boyega and Rose, didn't they free those children? Weren't those children slaves getting beat by that guy? I thought with that whole scene with the fathers, those kids would have fucking left. But that kid's still a slave and sweeping up father shit for some goddamn, lord.
Slaver.
For some fucking, some pimp, some father pimp.
I don't know how
nothing.
I think Mark Hamill was the only one to like read the script and be like, what is this?
100%. Like we see it in the episode 8 documentary. He goes, I genuinely disagree with what you're doing in the script. He says that in the doc. It's amazing.
I wish someone would have like been reading this and had that scene in Big where John Hurt is like pitching the toys that turn into Transformer bots, and Tom Hanks is like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I love that scene.
And it
sets John Hurt off. What do you mean he doesn't get it? I don't get it.
But
no, it was a building.
Yeah,
it was a building transformer. That was fucking hysterical.
But like, I wish someone was, when they did a table reading, was like, I don't get it. Like, this doesn't sound like Star Wars at all. Like, how did someone not say that?
Exactly.
How did, like, Mark Hamill should have used all the leverage he had?
No. We're not doing Mark. Mark tried. He said it. This is where Kathleen Kennedy did drop the ball. She has to go in and say to Ryan, look, the movie's fine. You're not killing off Skywalker, so change that ending. After that, leave your movie the same. If he doesn't kill off Luke, I don't think The Last Jedi gets all the hate that it gets. I really don't.
I think it does, because you have some character. You have the Hodo character that's fucking doesn't make any sense. You introduce this person.
Whatever. Hodo is the guy in Game of Thrones. Oh. That's why. Hodo holds the door, buddy.
Hold the door. Yes.
One of the great parts in fucking TV history. I'm going to go back and watch that episode immediately after Yaddle Chattle.
It's a brilliant episode. But it's a character that didn't need to be there. It's a useless character.
Who, Holdo?
Yeah.
No, I know. We've said this. They should have given all of her stuff to Leia. Period.
They should. The middle, like I said before, and I've said a million times before, the subplot of the Canto Bite, if you were to actually have to keep that in there, which I would have thrown it out, I would have made that with Finn. If you're not going to make Finn a Jedi, then you turn it into a buddy cop movie with Finn and Poe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, but I don't even want that. What I wanted was
good.
Finn to be Jedi. Yeah. But listen, let's move on from The Last Jedi. We're not going to... on this wonderful episode.
Let's set you off even more with the Bad Bitch.
All right, quickly, we're going to talk about the Bad Batch.
This
is a celebratory episode. I'm not that I'm celebrating you leaving. I think we should be
jovial.
We should be in a yes. We're not celebratory because the future's bright. Yaddle Heads, don't worry. The one thing that happens with Davey Mack is I just keep doing fucking insanely good shit. That's the truth, ain't it? If one show goes away or leaves or something like that, oh well, I'll just think of something new. And that's what's going to happen. Going to do some new Area 51s. Might do Yaddle Chattles. Might do Yaddle Chattle with the Joe Dallas. Yaddle Chattle with this. Yaddle Chattle with what's the man from Philly?
Jeff.
With Jeff from Philly. You don't know. So it's a positive day. Now that I said that it's a positive day, what are you going to say to set me off?
I went and rewatched episodes 1 and 2.
Why? You were so drunk you couldn't remember all that fucking fireball melted your brain?
No, because we were talking over most of it. And I didn't actually see or hear what was going on.
Well, that's because I realized that, you and I were watching something for the first time. We couldn't just sit there.
I know.
And
I know. So I went back and rewatched it.
I did too, actually.
It's
the episodes were worse than I thought.
Really?
Yes, they were actually better when we were doing the watch along. I'm not kidding with you.
I think you were having more fun.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was fucking bored shitless when I went back and watched episodes 1 and 2, dude. No, Jared, I go into phone scrolling so quick with the Bad Batch. That show's got no juice. No buzz to it.
So here's my take on this, and it's similar to a similar take that I was just laying out. If this season had the same tone that, if season 2 had the same tone as this season, where it's like serious, there are high stakes and stuff like that, I think we would have a different perception of the Bad Batch.
Fair.
Because
explain though.
The only good episodes we've said from season 2 were the serious Crosshair character development episodes.
I'll piggyback off what you're saying.
Season
2 really sucked. Season 2, what officially made me hate this girl. And I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing has changed.
I know.
Actually, I hate her more. And I've got concrete examples. Let's get into it. Listen, we did the watch along in episodes 1 and 2 before.
So we could jump to 3.
We're not revisiting it. And quite frankly, just like you, because we were drinking, I decided to rewatch episodes 1 and 2, and I swear to you, I was bored stiff. In fact, the things that I was saying on the watch along, I still feel. The show, I make my television brighter. I'm not one of these people that's constantly complaining about it's too dark. This shit was too dark. I had my TV settings on bright 100%. It fucking made the House of the Dragon or the new Batman look like they were being shot at noon on the Mojave Desert. It's so dark. I couldn't understand why they made it so dark. Also, the same location, essentially, in the first 2, if not 3 episodes. Very boring, very dull. Here's the deal with Omega, and this is why I'm out. I'm out! What have we said about Omega from day one?
The moral compass.
The moral compass bullshit. 2 things. Ahsoka Tano is the best version of this character that anyone's created. The adolescent, moral compass, coming of age, trying to figure out who you are in the Star Wars galaxy. Ahsoka was created, and she's the best. The richest, the most nuanced, the best. They made another version to diminishing returns in Ezra. They made another version to diminishing returns in Resistance. Whatever that fucking spiky-haired asshole's name. Kaz?
Didn't watch it.
Kaz was his name. Now they're making another
shitty,
diminished version, and this is the 4th generation Ahsoka. And with every generation, they get worse and worse and worse and worse. Ezra was like, okay, I kind of like Ezra, but I was never a big... My favorites on Rebels were always Kanan and the bad guys.
Oh, I was always a big Chopper fan.
Yeah, I like Chopper too. But I didn't watch Rebels for Ezra, So, but Ezra was okay. But still a less version of Ahsoka. Kaz is fucking a total waste. That show was a waste. And then Omega is the same. And here's the deal. We've been saying she keeps taking her eye off the prize. She's supposed to be with fucking battle-hardened war veterans. And she keeps doing stupid shit. And now we have her saving a fucking dog. A dog that she didn't even like her?
Batcha?
Batcha!
Batcha?
She's saving a goddamn fucking dog? You're being hunted by the Empire. Shit, by Palpatine himself.
I will say...
And you have to get safe. You have to leave. You have to hide. And she still did it. You had Crosshair. Omega, you can't go after that dog. We have to escape the planet. The gotcha was here with me the whole time. And then she throws the thing. If you need to leave me, then you leave. But I have to find Getcha.
I will say that there
Shut up.
There is some character development in the sense that, like, she's offering a bribe. She's hustling people. Like,
I don't see it. I don't see it. I think she's always she jumps in head first.
Yes.
So that to me is what she's been doing from day one.
But she's learned.
She played games on that other bar. Remember? Wasn't she playing some of those games?
She was learning to hustle.
Yeah. Too late. Too late. She still was the same Omega when they had to flee off that planet. And she goes, oh, wait, Crosshair. I've got to get me dog. Me dog. I have to get me dog. He's just, first of all, that fucking dog hated you. Okay. The only time the dog even liked you was when you finally let it out of prison. All right? That dog will turn on you like that as soon as it's hungry. It will look at Omega as a snack. And that's the Bad Batch episode I want to see. The fucking dog eating Omega alive. That's how I hope they end the Bad Batch. Is actually the dog devouring the girl, chewing blood from the mouth. Ow! Help! Help! And then Crosshair, someone goes, you know all those random strangers that you helped in 3 seasons rather than keeping us alive? Ask one of them to help you. And then Crosshair just walks and we see her just screaming in pain as the dog eats her.
I will say, I think we've actually predicted what they're doing, or at least I've made some predictions about it.
Look at you. You made some predictions. Fucking Jared Stradamus over here.
Well, the Project Neuromancer. Everything that Filoni's doing.
So is that they're going to get... But I said that too. That
Grogu,
they're going to use Grogu's blood to resurrect Palpatine at the end of the day. Isn't that what we've been saying?
Yes. So I think part of it...
I don't think that's that big of a prediction.
Well, no, I think that this was like the first Death Star. And what this Project Neuromancer thing, and...
it's Necromancer.
Necromancer.
Which, doesn't that sound like fucking a dead person? See, that's the type of comment I'll never be able to say with Joe Dallas. For the record.
Sorry, Neuromancer is a book by William Gibson.
There you see?
Created
see?
Cyberpunk. Necromancer, this is what he's trying to do for himself. I think at the end of the season, they're going to successfully either sacrifice themselves to blow it up, which is why we don't see Hemlock in any other future iterations, and why that other doctor in The Mandalorian with the glasses, he's the one who's going to take over the project.
He's going to take over the guy who looks like Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
With the little the shaved head on the side.
Jimmy Simpson.
It's odd that they're giving him such modern day haircuts because they're forgetting that they should still be having 70s haircuts. They, Disney, everything about this show kind of sucks. What's the deal with the ultra modern day haircut? The guy wouldn't have had that haircut in this era of Star Wars, dummies.
I think that's where they're going to go, where you're...
No attention to detail.
I think we're going to probably see Rex.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
And we're combining the episodes 3 and 4, because I want to just stop talking about
fine.
Bad Batch
All together, yeah.
All together.
I get it.
The one good thing about no more regular Jared versions of Yaddle Chattles, no more Bad Batch reviews, because now I can just save my heart. You understand what you did to me, Lucasfilm? You hurt the goddamn heart. I thought Clone Wars spin-off, Bad Batch, this sounds awesome. You know what was in my head? Saving Private Ryan. They should have been 5 or 6 grizzled vets simply trying to survive when a million fucking stormtroopers are trying to kill the elite Clone 99s. And each season, we lose one.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yes, it would have. I thought that's what we were going to get. Not another fucking show with a campy, corny kid character.
I thought we were going to get the A-Team.
We're not, too far apart. My thing would have been like the A-Team, only it would have been like season 1, Murdoch dies. Murdoch was funny. Season 1, Face dies. Season 2, maybe Murdoch. Then B.A. Baracus, and then finally Hannibal. Speaking of Hannibal, didn't Liam Neeson play him in an A-Team?
The movie, yeah. That movie, I like that movie. That's a really underrated film.
Can I just give you a new bulletin? It's got nothing to do with Star Wars, but Liam Neeson is Qui-Gon. And he's one of the greatest Jedi of all time. Did you hear that they're going to remake Naked Gun?
That's brilliant.
With Liam Neeson?
I hate remakes. Like, I feel like the Naked Gun is a classic series.
I know.
But
movies. Oh, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But also the police squads are great too.
Yeah. I always love the part in the police squad opening.
Beginning.
With when they shoot at Lincoln's head and Lincoln
he gets a
back.
gun. He gets a gun. The show was so good. You can't even buy that off of Prime Video or anywhere. I'm like, why can't I fucking find any police squads? I think you can only buy them on Blu-ray. My guess is because some of the humor is, a little bit politically incorrect, or if not a lot. Nah, there is some stuff. I'll tell you off the air some of my favorite jokes.
But
this is where I agree with Joe Dallas. But we're not gonna go full.
No, I get it.
But here's the thing. My point is, did they just get Liam Neeson because his name sounds so close to Leslie Nielsen?
No, I think
no, but I mean
no, because I think that Liam Neeson, like before Airplane, Leslie Nielsen was considered a very serious actor. Like he was like a B actor, but he did a lot of dramas.
Yeah.
And
black and white serious guy roles.
Once he did Airplane, that completely 180'd his career.
That was it.
And he just
put him back on the map.
He not only put him back on the map, it probably elevated him even more.
Oh yeah, 100%. He became a star.
Because he just started doing comedy, more or less.
But what are the odds that someone's name is Leslie Nielsen and then you get your replacement is Liam Neeson?
I know that is.
It's almost like they're trying to fool us. Like there's going to be a whole generation of stupid kids who think Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen are the same guy. I guarantee it.
No, you're right. No, that'll probably.
I guarantee
that'll probably happen.
Not us. But youngsters will think Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen are the same dude.
But I could totally see him playing like a Frank Drebin-esque.
I'm looking forward to it.
You always play the straight man as everything else is like crazy behind you, and that's what works.
That's the key. Now, speaking of the prequel trilogy, Hayden Christensen discussed on a recent interview prequel trilogy criticism. Thought this was an interesting quote. He says, in a way, that sort of criticism comes from a certain failure of their own suspension of disbelief. If you're going to go sit in a theater and the opening scroll starts with "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away," that's setting the stage that anything is possible. These people don't need to sound and behave the way that we might expect. And if you're going to sit down and think that you're getting something that is of our current zeitgeist, then you're setting yourself up for something else. Close quote. Hayden. Bravo. No, I mean bravo. I want to look at that last sentence. If you think you're getting something that is of our current zeitgeist, then you're setting yourself up for something else. That's in a different way, a much more articulate,
he's criticizing the
diplomatic way. It's the
current.
same criticism that we have, in my opinion, which is you go to Star Wars, we're not looking for current day issues to be addressed. That's not the platform. There's a lot of movies you can do that, or you can make your own movies. Make brand new fucking movies and TV shows and explain current situations and societal issues going on right now. But Star Wars is timeless, and it was always designed that way. Look at the George Lucas interview where he said that quote. because he said America had been through the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. So he thought Americans should get escapism. Nothing new, no modern day messaging, no societal issues or sermonizing. It was never supposed to be the case with Star Wars.
I thought the only message was hope.
That's it. That is the only message.
It's hope.
Hope. And I think that's Hayden Christensen, while sounding much more diplomatic and much more crude than, like, for instance, myself. That is what we're saying. Stop being so current with your Star Wars product. Understand, these are timeless stories, thousands of years ago, galaxy far away. We don't need to hear about current issues and put them in Star Wars. No! There's so many places you can do that. Star Wars isn't one of them. And then when people are like, bro, come on, man, we don't want to be like sermonized to again. It's fanboy tears in our direction. And it's like, no, it's not. It's you guys are fucking up Star Wars because you're really bastardizing it and or intentionally not understanding the point of Star Wars, which is escapism.
I would say I never heard any of the criticism that came from the prequel trilogy was typically about there was a lot of unwarranted hatred towards people like that kid.
Well, he's talking in a
Jake
general
Lloyd.
way. There's no denying that there was a general criticism by some people. A lot of original trilogy people were constantly saying George Lucas ruined my childhood.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
There was all that. Okay, so that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about anything specific.
Okay.
He's talking about general criticism of the prequel trilogy. People who said the prequel trilogy ruined my childhood.
Okay.
What say to you about Hayden's quotes?
I'm rereading it just to make sure that I've got it correct. I don't think that those were the criticisms from the prequel trilogy about the suspension of disbelief. I think a lot of the stuff, especially the big criticisms, were geared towards the story and like the technical aspects, like the dialogue.
Fair.
Or
so you disagree,
or the lack of practical effects and it being
Fair.
like all CGI.
Fair.
At least that's where the criticism that like.
No, I think you're fair.
They called him Mannequin Skywalker, but if he's only if he's not given the right tools to give a good performance or a proper direction, some of that does lay on the writer and director, which happened to George.
I think what you're saying is fair. So then, should we say, to your point earlier, is he kind of actually talking about, and I'm not saying the sequel trilogy, but maybe he actually talking about modern day Star Wars and the fans that are critical of modern, or maybe the creators of modern day Star Wars as well. Because it's an interesting quote. That whole thing about if you think that you're going to get something of our current zeitgeist, you're setting yourself up for something else. That's an interesting quote.
I don't know.
And that, to me, has been the criticism of some of the Disney Star Wars, is when it does feel like it's very much of the now, of the 2020s. And I want this to feel like a galaxy far away, long time ago. I don't want this to feel like modern day Earth.
I remember some people kind of drawing some parallels, like, the uber politically active vocal people kind of saying,
If you're pro Uber, would that make you Uber? Could you be like, I'm Uber? And then everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Is that like Jimmy Two Times from Goodfellas? He says everything twice. Like, I gotta get the papers. Get the papers.
Super duper? I don't know.
Go ahead. Continue with your thought.
I was saying that the only real, like, political stuff was people kind of put, like, the whole, like, Patriot Act thing as like a version of the Empire, and there were very little parallels to Bush and the Iraq War. And
George
stuff
said
like
he didn't do that on purpose, I believe, because they did ask him about that. But the phrase of "if you're not with us, you're against us" was around long before Bush used it, folks.
Yeah,
like that's also a thing,
Yeah. So again, the criticisms that people leveled against the prequel trilogy, besides the ones attacking like the actors or the characters, was all technical stuff, like story structure.
Fair enough.
I don't remember
but
anyone.
Fuck what he says.
I don't
Is
remember.
Star Wars these days too current? Does Star Wars have an issue with trying to make Star Wars in the 2020s, and are they always thinking about 2020 issues rather than just trying to make timeless movies?
I don't think so. I think that if no, I mean, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni haven't really been doing that. Have we had leveled any kind of like? We've said no. This is like the closest thing we've gotten to the original trilogy since the original trilogy.
Yeah,
like those are the feelings that we've had. The season finale of season 2 of Mandalorian was watching Star Wars as a kid.
Yeah,
like that's how I felt. Like,
okay.
That's how excited
I
lost my shit.
All right. These are legitimate questions. I'm asking. I'm not saying. I'm asking.
I think we may come into some of that stuff with the Acolyte.
Well, speaking of the Acolyte, actor Amandla Stenberg of The Hunger Games, who's in it, says this about the Acolyte. Quote, I think what we're trying to explore within our show is when an institution has a singular conception of how power can be used. We try to provide a lot of perspectives and answers to that question. The idea is to kind of honor the ethos of Star Wars. Now, here's the problem, folks. Get ready. Get ready for the nervousness. And ideas around the Force, and also challenge them. Disney, at some point, we have to do a mental sanity check on all of you guys. Did Rian Johnson not have a fucking insanely awful fallout from The Last Jedi? And was this quote not something that you could see from Rian himself? He literally said things like he wanted to challenge Star Wars and subvert expectations. And you're saying this stupid shit again. I ask you, are you trying to troll us?
No, I just don't.
This is the real reason, Kathleen, why Jared's leaving on a weekly basis. Because of you. It's because of you, Kennedy. I know you told me to keep this private. We had this whole fun story about you being a family man, wanting to spend, more time with your family. And that was a fun little fucking, thing we were trying to get over. It's because of you, Kathleen. He can't take you anymore. But they're saying the same shit. They're so tone deaf, or they're so in their own bubble, they don't understand the fucking controversies that have fucking followed them for the last 5 fucking years, and they ignore it.
All right.
Stop challenging fucking Star Wars. Make good Star Wars.
Hold on.
We don't need to challenge, and we don't need to subvert. God damn you.
Hold on.
No.
I think we do. Just hold on. Just hold on a moment, all right?
I'll be back. Keep going.
So this new movie just came out from Sony Pictures called Madam Web. I haven't seen it yet. Doesn't look that good. It looks awful. So far, every indication is it's a garbage film.
What movie?
Madam Web. And the only reason
this is what
why
she did. Kathleen Kennedy's forcing me. And I apologize, Joe.
She used the force.
If we're on our show, although this looks like ginger ale, no one knows what the fuck this is. This is a Founders Centennial IPA.
Well, now they know what it is.
Now they do, but I could have easily said this is a Seagram's. You would got no idea. So let's just pretend it's a Seagram's, Joe. Continue.
So
I'm so upset now.
Madam Web is bombed. And the only reason why Sony's putting these movies out is to retain the ownership rights to these comic book properties. So they're taking all the B and C Spider-Man characters and they're giving them their own films. So they did that with Morbius. They've done that with the Venom series.
This isn't working. I mean, so DC is going to make the same mistakes that Marvel made, in which they admitted that all these stupid side characters don't need fucking movies? These are horrible ideas.
I think
Hollywood.
No, that's
you're
Sony.
Fucking
that's Amy Pascal.
Stupid.
It's Amy Pascal that's making all these decisions, regardless of whether she's the actual.
Can we?
president
How does this
of
apply
Sony.
to Star Wars?
What I'm saying is, when they were doing press for this, Dakota Johnson did not have anything good. Like, you never heard this was an awesome movie. I had a great time. Everyone's gonna love it. It's like, no, they offered her a role in a Marvel film. She's in the MCU. She took the paycheck. No one is saying anything great about this series. You have not heard the Daphne Keane, the one that played X-23 in Logan's daughter.
Okay,
the weapon, her
whatever,
Wolverine's daughter.
Whatever. I don't care about these actors.
No, but she's in it, and no one's saying this is awesome. We've had such a great time on this. The scripts are great. The dialogue's great. You have fucking Stellan Skarsgård saying, "I love reading
exactly
the stuff that Tony
Gilroy
writes."
He literally says Andor season 2 is fucking great, and the ending is mind blowing. And it's like, thanks. See, that's how you do press. That's how you do PR. And isn't it interesting
even
that
Daisy Ridley said that?
Well, I was gonna say when that fucking Rebecca Chenoy Obo or whatever her goddamn name is, when she did all the I want to challenge men bullshit. And we came on Yaddle Chattle, absolutely roasted her, but then said all fans want to hear is this movie is gonna be cool as shit. And the very next Yaddle Chattle, we had a quote from Daisy Ridley where she goes, "This Rey movie's cool as shit." I'm sorry, someone at Disney was listening to Yaddle. Someone was, because you guys got to admit we do have good ideas. By the way, the new Rey movie will not be called. It won't have episode 10.
Well, there's no Skywalkers in it, so
right, because Kathleen Kennedy made that bizarre proclamation. No more episodic films. But what if there's a good idea? Isn't that weird to be like, no more episodic movies?
Well, there's a reason for that, because they promised Rian Johnson a trilogy. So someone will bring that up. Well, I guess that means Rian Johnson's not getting his trilogy now. Right?
Yeah.
It's like a roundabout way of quashing that question, because I'm sure she's still getting that question. Is Rian Johnson still getting that trilogy?
Kathleen, you're the one who fucking made that stupid decision. You didn't show the movie to anyone. You didn't consult with anyone. You let Rian Johnson go into business for himself, and then crazily, you were the only one who was so blown away that you gave him a trilogy before the movie came out.
You know, it's funny.
That is on her.
It's like in that movie where you have like the flashy jock guy, and he's the hot shot, and then you have like the other guys that are kind of behind the scenes, but they do very well for themselves. And then they give the flashy hotshot the chance to really shine, and he completely blows it.
Like broadcast news or something? Is that what you're talking about?
It's like a classic trope.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's a trope. But then you have the guys like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau who come in, totally get what Star Wars is about, and deliver on exactly what people wanted.
They should have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni
Run Lucasfilm?
create like an SAT test that's all Star Wars.
A Bible?
It's all Star Wars, and to become a director, to get involved, you have to get, like, if SATs are 1,600 perfect score, you have to get like a 1,400 on the Star Wars SATs. That is something that I would be interested in, because we need to actually find out. And I know some people are going to say, well, then Tony Gilroy would have failed. Maybe not. I think something strikes me as Tony Gilroy is so smart, he would still ace the fucking test.
I think that you would have to break it like a 700 or an 800 would be like Star Wars lore and understanding Star Wars lore. And then the other thing would be like everything that goes into filmmaking and
Yeah, well,
like
specifically,
the influences
I would
that
ask
George had
them
in Star Wars.
questions like, what does Star Wars boil down to? And yes, hope or societal issues. Like actually have them as fucking choices.
Oh,
and
yeah,
if they don't fucking get hope, they're out. I'm serious. Disney, look into another great fucking idea from Yaddle. As we're goddamn about to close the goddamn bell.
Well, because you know what Andor is? It's like a really good thriller, like spy thriller.
Thriller!
You could...
Thriller now. Ain't no one but the da-da-da. Get up, boom! Continue.
If you were to take the story structure of Andor and put it into like...
With zombies and Michael Jackson? I was still thinking about Thriller. Continue. Okay. I apologize.
If you were to take Andor and take all the Star Wars stuff out and just...
Make it into a musical directed by John Landis, who also directed Blues Brothers and American Werewolf in London, then that would be... Oh, wait. I'm still thinking about Thriller.
Kentucky
Apologies. Continue.
You finished?
I think so.
You got one more in you with Vincent
Maybe.
Price?
Oh,
Maybe
damn
Vincent
it!
Price,
Why would you steal my... I had the Vincent Price in my head. You are such a bit killer. Even on the last episode.
Go ahead, do it.
The fucking Jedi Jared, the bit killer.
Do it.
I don't have any Vincent Price impression. I was just going to do a reference and then say, I'm still thinking about Thriller like an asshole.
No, take away the point.
-1. Where are you now?
0.
We only have a couple minutes left. This is, if you end the show...
Negative?
In negative. I didn't tell you this. I have a guy outside who's going to fuck the brakes on your car. And you're going to drive right into the goddamn river. Okay?
Oh, sounds good.
I've planned out your fucking death.
Sounds a good way to go.
Really?
Yes.
You and Teddy Kennedy, huh?
I mean,
you want a Chappaquiddick for yourself?
I mean, he killed her. He didn't kill himself.
Oh, good point.
He killed the babysitter. Or the whatever, the woman he knocked up.
Exactly.
Mary Jo Kopopnik, whatever.
Did you ever see Succession?
No. We started watching.
Spoiler alert, that same shit happens. To the oldest son.
Oh.
Anyway, I just wanted to ruin something. Now I feel good. Okay. Now I feel like I finally got you back.
Okay, good. Good.
So what were you saying?
If you were to take Andor and put it in another time, like Soviet era Russia, or even in the United States,
it would work great.
It would work great.
100%.
Because
the writing is there.
It's about
the mystery's there. The story's there.
A thief that gets recruited to become a spy.
Marketing.
That will become a soldier in a rebellion.
Preach.
It's a great idea.
Preach, baby.
So it's the quality is there, and then you just have a really good
Star
Wars nerd who's like, okay, this is how we're gonna make it fit in the Star Wars universe.
That's what they do. That's what they need to do.
And it was great. But it was about quality. It's about quality. It's a great story with great dialogue, great actors. Everyone's saying they are enjoying fucking doing it. The guy that was in Skeeve is like the biggest actor now. He's gonna play the Thing in the
Wait, hold on. Who?
Skeeve from Andor. He was one of the guys in the heist when they do the heist on the planet.
Which one?
He was the one that didn't like Andor and was always like trying to fight him.
The guy that Andor killed?
I think so.
Yeah, he was gonna. He asked Andor, let's split the money, and then Andor shot him.
Yeah,
that was a great scene too.
So that guy's on the bear. He's excellent. He's winning all sorts of...
that guy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Eben something Moss.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
He's gonna play the Thing now in Fantastic Four.
Oh, right.
With Pedro Pascal.
Fine.
It's crazy.
What are we talking? Okay.
I'm just saying that everyone involved in that has been excellent. It's all about quality.
It's a great show.
It's about quality.
It is. It's about quality. They gotta understand this. Okay? Disney, all we're asking to understand is a very basic thing here. Make good movies that people care about, that people want to see cool characters and cool stories. Stop with the messaging. Stop overthinking Star Wars. It's like wrestling. This shit can be booked, man. If you can't do it, get me in there. I'll fucking show you how to book a goddamn Star Wars trilogy tomorrow. Now, Jared?
Yes, David?
before we go, we're about to leave.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, the Rey movie, the working title is going to be called New Jedi Order. That's just the working title. Why does that make you laugh?
Again, I thought the whole point was that the Jedi were supposed to die and there was supposed to be some new thing, and now they're just like, oh, well, we're just going to call it the New Jedi Order.
Yeah, JJ and Ryan, we're on the same page.
Oh, God.
We have one final cage match, Jared.
Yes, David.
And I've decided to do this one.
Okay.
Our final cage match, Jared,
Yes.
is me versus you,
Okay.
which we're going to perform live right here. Okay, turn around. Now we go on 3. Okay? Now, the key is if, like I do that, your arm is cut off. If I do that, your arm is cut off. Okay? Okay, so on 3. 1, you got to tip twice. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, hi, Yaddle Heads. Oh, my goodness gracious. Darth David here, and as you can see, Jedi Jared is not with me. He's no longer in the room with me. So we had a crazy technical malfunction, and we weren't aware of it till just now. My apologies. When Jedi Jared and I had our lightsaber duel, I knocked off all of the equipment. Every single microphone, speaker, computer, camera lens, and everything else. As a result, everything went... But then we put it back together, and we decided to record just 2 last minutes of Yaddle. That was it, just 2 minutes. Just 2. To say goodbye. And then I send the 2 files to Robert, and Robert says, the second damn file, David's got no audio. David, he says, your second goddamn file that you sent, the first one with an hour 5's got plenty of good audio. The second one with the 2 minutes got no goddamn audio. Do you want to go out on mute? I said, Robert, I can't. So that's why Jedi Jared's not with me. That's why it's nighttime. As you can see, it was a beautiful, beautiful March day. But who do I have with me, ladies and gentlemen? In this very special futuristic machine? Yes, that's right. We've put the spirit of Jedi Jared into this machine. He's with me. Jedi Jared, say hello.
Hello, Dave.
Jedi.
It's good to see you again.
Jedi Jared, you sound a little bit scary here, Jared.
I am fine, Dave. How are you?
Oh, I mean, I'm doing okay. I apologize for upsetting you. Hal, Jared, I apologize. And I know that I'm calling you now and it's late at night. And, well, I said I wouldn't, have a couple IPAs on our final show, Jared. But you have to understand that I thought the show was over. Anyway, you forgive me?
That's fine, Dave. I forgive you.
Now sing that song at the end of 2001 Space Odyssey so we can get out of this bit.
Now you've put me on the spot. Dave. How can I do that?
Wait a second. You don't know the song?
What the? Do, do, do.
No! The song that Hal the computer sings as he's getting, as he's getting turned down, as he's getting powered off, as he's dying.
I cannot do that, Dave.
He does like this song about Daisy. Daisy, Daisy. That song. That's the song. Did you know that the little reference to that, Jedi Jared, is that the original IBM computer, the computer that was able to sing the first in the 1950s, it was that song that the computer sang. So that's actually why they chose that, showing that how the computer had devolved back all the way to the 1950s. Anyway, this ain't Kubrick Chattle. This is goddamn Yaddle Chattle, Jared. And you can get out of the 2001 Space Odyssey thing. I apologize. I mean, quite frankly, now we've surpassed what we even did in the last 2 minutes. Basically, we just said goodbye. Jedi Jared's like, hey, I'm out of here. I've always hated Darth David. F you. And then he hit me, folks, with a beer bottle in the head.
Yeah, so it's something right out of What's Love Got to Do with it.
The Ike and Tina Turner story. So you're Ike in this scenario. That's fine. I always fancied myself as a singer. What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it? Yeah, I love Tina Turner.
Okay, I would like to say thank you to number of people.
Oh, yeah.
First,
Okay.
I'd like to thank super producer Bobby Tin Boro. I'd like to also thank our initial producer, Coke Logic, and our associate producer, Mr. Tom Cody. I'd like to thank our official score counter, Joe Dallas, and future co-host of Yaddle Chattle. I'd also like to thank another potential future host of Yaddle Chattle from Philly, our official artist Wedge, AJ, Justin, all the regular contributors on YouTube, and to the email address.
Okay, this is very dry. Goodbye. But, I mean, now that I think about it, your other one was just as dry.
Well, I thought I gave a heartfelt one earlier, and I've had to deal with a screaming toddler. So,
this is kind of a funnier ending, too. Actually, it's like exponentially funnier. We really didn't do much. We just said goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. And
that's it.
I will see you around.
Hold on. How about like one of those Nixon things? Like, you're not going to have Jedi Jared kicking around anymore? Or how about this? Oh, no! General MacArthur. I shall return.
Good night, David. Good night, everyone.
Okay, that's it.
Tuning into Yaddle Chattle.
Jared, hold on. Before you go, I think it's important to say to you, because I did say this in the original ending, and I'm saying it again. I love you, Jared.
I love you too, Mr. Champion.
You are a fantastic friend, a fantastic human being, and you are a fantastic co-host. And we will be doing some special Yaddles. Jared promised, and we even talked after the show. Correct, Jared?
Yes.
So every once in a while, but Jared does have to go. And listen, we want to thank Jedi Jared very much. He's the absolute greatest. And Jared, I love you.
Love you too, dog.
Okay. Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, pal. Well, that's it. Oh. It's amazing. I just discovered that if you put a phone call and John Williams music through a beat speaker, the beat speaker will automatically make the music the soundtrack. It would not overpower Jared's voice at any time. This, right now, this beat speaker is in the running. With all due respect to Joe Dallas. And Epic the Stoic. And Jeff from Philly, don't think I've forgotten about you, even though I'm, this whole thing was not, this thing is way longer. The other one was like 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Anyway, we love you very much, Yaddle Heads. We will see you shortly, soon. No panicking. Oh, the song's not over yet. I can talk for a little bit longer, I suppose. Well, then I'd like to thank all Yaddle Heads, and I'd like to thank Jedi Jared officially, once again, looking at the camera and saying thank you, Jedi Jared. You are like the guy who no one will ever forget in the Boston thing, the Tea Party, or was it the one where they shot everyone? But no one will ever forget you or that situation. I forget what year that was, actually, currently, right now. Listen, hey, Darth David here. Jedi Jared somewhere down here. Good night, Yaddle Heads.